Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer kicking off the Late Pick 4 at Keeneland on Saturday with race number 7, the Grade 2 Thoroughbred Club of America Stakes. We have a $350,000 guarantee in this Late Pick 4 with a 50-cent minimum wager, and you can play it with a DRF Bets account. Also, if you already have an account, you can play the Weekend Warrior Bonus Series, where you can earn up to a $70 bonus on Breeders' Cup Weekend. Bet $25 to win on race number 1 at Keeneland on Saturday and or Sunday throughout this meet. Earn a $10 bonus, win or lose. DRF.com/warrior is where you need to go. And let's take a look at the field for the fillies and mares prepping for the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint in the TCA. Let's start things off with the number 4 Vertical Oak going out for trainer Steve Asmussen. This horse has won 7 of 17. She showed a new dimension last time out, coming from off the pace, and I have a feeling with all this speed signed up, they're going to ride that dimension again.
Yeah, you think so? I wonder if that would be a smart move to take her back off the pace in this race. I know that she got it done last time. Still think she's probably better when they let her use her speed. It's just one of those situations with her, though, Dan. I mean, you know, she's a little bit in and out. She won't always show up with her best race. It does feel like she's a lot better on a wet track than she is on a fast track. I don't know if she's going to get that. There's a race that she has in her that's going to make her an absolute handful in here. To me, if they take her off the pace, that's not the race.
But again, she loves a wet track. She might get it on Saturday. If she decides to go, she might have to deal with a couple of horses, most notably your morning line favorite, the number 3, Miss Sunset, ridden by Mike Smith. And Miss Sunset's won 10 of 18. She is a really good Calbred that won the Raven Run here in 2017, going 7 furlongs. Last time out, she was supposed to beat that field off a layoff, a restricted bunch. She was 3 to 5, but she did it very comfortably. She's just coming into this race in good form. And if Vertical Oak backs off, and if the 9 Shalone decides to start from the outside, it's possible Miss Sunset, the speed nearest the rail, can at least get somewhat of a breather.
Yeah, I mean, if they decide to rate Vertical Oak and this horse somehow gets turned loose in this race, School's going to be out, because she just might be better than them anyway. She doesn't need the lead to win. But she's going to be forward in this race. I hear what you're saying about her last race. It almost felt like when I watched it, Jeff Bondi they was prepping her in that race. I mean, they didn't really ask her for all that much run. She sort of did it on her own power at the end and got clear of that field. I think they had this race in mind when they ran her in that spot, and now here she is. I think she's way the horse to beat in here.
The last 5 times she's been teamed with Mike Smith, they ended up in the winner's circle together. Let's take a look at the Timeform US Pace Projector, because we know the 3 is fast. We know the 3 is the inside speed. They think barbecue. Fast pace, 3 horses in a line, one of them Vertical Oak, one of them Miss Sunset, the other Shalone on the outside. If I was Javier, I'd just track those 2 on the outside. She proved she could sit off a horse last time out in the Regret Stakes, much weaker horses at Monmouth. She was going to compete at Saratoga in some of the big races, and she got cast in her stall, and she hurt her hock, and she's missed a lot of time, and I wonder if that layoff works against her here.
Yeah, I agree with that. It feels like it's not the ideal situation for her to be coming into this race off a layoff. But you're right about everything else. I mean, she's drawn perfectly on the outside. So while she's a speed, at least it gives Castellano a couple of options. If they're sending in front of him, maybe he can take up a tracking position and see if she can win that way. I'm not sure if she can win that way, but maybe she can. It was weaker horses last time. She crushed that field, though.
She also handled this track well last year, went second in this race against arguably a better group. I mean, Finley's Lucky Charm was in very good form at that time. Golden Mischief goes out for the Brad Cox barn. This filly has won 3 out of her last 4 races, one of them with a triple-digit Beyer speed figure. Tough to take the last race at face value. It was a 4-horse field. She was 2 to 5. She crushed them. We do have a formulator fact for trainer Brad Cox, however, and Golden Mischief might sit that sort of tracking trip that we're kind of projecting for Shalone. Past 3 years, older last out winning dirt sprinters coming off a 2 to 4 month layoff. Usually sharp horses don't go away, but Cox gives freshenings to these horses. 50% winners, 75% in the money, almost a $3 ROI. This horse wouldn't be a surprise.
No, I mean, she's run 5 races for Brad Cox. 3 of them wins with Beyers of 101, 93, 94. Not against horses like this, but clearly she's fast enough on her best day to win it. The race at Churchill back on May 26th, I guess I won't be that hard on her for that. She didn't get a very comfortable trip in that race, but she still didn't run that well either. And it's just one of those situations when you start picking apart her PPs. Even when Asmussen had her, every time they tried to bump her up into a better race, she wasn't there for it, man. I wonder how good she really is.
And every time they try to ship Keeneland's approval outside of Florida, it never seems to work out. Gulfstream is her course. She got the win last time out at Gulfstream, only with an 87 Beyer. She hasn't come back as fast as a 5-year-old for trainer Happy Alter, but she does have that good tactical speed, and she has races on the way back.
Yeah, she has races on the go back that would make her really tough in here, but you know, she's just real hard to trust when they ship her out. Her recent form doesn't do a lot for me, even though she's won 2 out of her last 3 races. I'm against this horse.
3-year-old filly Happy Like a Fool hasn't been seen since she won the Grade 3 Miss Preakness way back in May. She did that over a sloppy track when able to get to the lead. Now again, she's another horse that doesn't need the lead. There are other fast horses in here. I'm not sure she's going to make the lead despite having worked fast leading up to this race. But as a lightly raced 3-year-old, she earned a big fig in May.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I wonder, was that big fig just simply a function of her catching a wet track that she really liked? And it was also, not the strongest field in the world. They didn't go a fast pace, and she sort of had control and the rail. So was it that, or is she just getting better with racing? I feel like there's a real chance it's the latter. I feel like there's a real chance she's getting better with racing. I don't love the layoff for her coming into this race, but I think there's a chance she takes another step forward here.
I think Torrent has a chance to get a piece of this at a big price because she really needs a turn back. And they try to stretch her out and never seems to work out. You remember that trip she had in the distaff back in April at Aqueduct where she just got buried down on the inside? She was not embarrassed in the Humana distaff over a wet track 3-back. And last time out, who knew Champagne Problems was this good? Came back to run second with a 96 Beyer in the Locust Grove and is going to be a major player in the Spinster at Keeneland on Sunday.
Yeah, right. I love the turn back for this horse, too. I wonder if 6 is a little bit too short for her, and maybe 7 would be better, but on this turn back, I'm willing to give her the chance, especially we saw the pace projector already. If they go at it in front of her in this race, she will be running at the end, and she's just a better one-turn horse anyway. I'm using this horse.
I think Rich Mommy's a little bit underrated. She's a little bit slow. She's yet to crack that 90 plateau, but she had no chance in that Princess Rooney last time out. That was kind of an easy pace for those horses, and she ended up finishing second ahead of Keeneland's Approval, who beat her 2 starts back. I don't love the rail for this horse. I think they're kind of just going to be patient with her, make one run, hope for the best. She's solid. Maybe she's a Florida horse like Keeneland's Approval.
Yeah, she's got something to prove as they ship her out into this race. And so we'll see what happens with her, but I'm with you. I would just take her back and try and make one run and see if she can get a piece. I won't be using this horse on top. Could use her underneath, though.
Like Torrent, Awestruck's going to appreciate cutting back in distance, and she likes Keeneland. She won going 6.5 off a cut back in distance during the spring meet. Little disappointed in her race in the Summer Colony, but you know something? I think a mile and 1/8 is just a little bit too far for her. The 3rd place horse came back to win with an 81. That filly has now won 3 out of her last 5 races. Just a little slow on paper, but I like the tactical speed on the cutback.
I do too. I like him cutting her back. It's probably what she really wants to do. I guess the real question with her is, how good is she? I don't know that there's really a race that you can point to that suggests she can go with these horses, but maybe she's just starting to improve. She's only 4, pretty lightly raced still. If she comes forward again, she can get a chance. She can get a piece of this.
Dirt debut for likely the longest shot on the board, the 10 Crazy Sweet. It was a very nice synthetic runner, had a 5-race win streak snapped by a very good filly and Hot Shot Anna. She's solid. I don't know whether she's going to handle the dirt or the class hike, but you got to respect what this barn has done with her.
I agree. She has a lot to prove in this race, but she's a lot of ways she's a real wild card too, because she was in great form earlier this year. That horse that she's been running against last 2 times,
unbeatable on a
she's just a really, really good horse. So maybe this isn't that big of a class ride. She's been facing a real good horse. Can she handle dirt?
Let's take a look at our top pick for the Thoroughbred Club of America Stakes. We've been impressed with Miss Sunset, how she's handled this track in the past, how she just seemed like she was prepping, and she won very much in hand last time out. I am concerned with the other speeds in this race, so while I'd be leaning on her as my top pick, I wouldn't bet her to win at a short price, and I'd have to use other horses to kick off this $350,000 guaranteed pick 4. You're going to use Torrent. You got 3, 2, 6, and 9.
Yeah, I really struggled with this race, and ultimately I decided with Miss Sunset because I couldn't really find anybody else that I really wanted to bet in this race. I'm with you. At a short price, I'm not betting her to win. I'm definitely using her in multis, and I am going to try and get Torrent in there with her.
3, 2, 6, 9 for Mike, 3, 6, 7, 9 for me in the Grade 2 Thoroughbred Club of America Stakes, kicking off the $350,000 guaranteed late pick 4 at Keeneland on Saturday. Bet it with a DRF Bets account. Bet the Weekend Warrior bonus series. It's easy. Go to drf.com/warrior for all of the details to earn up to a $70 bonus come Breeders' Cup time. Approximate post time for the Grade 2 TCA, 4:05 Eastern. Good luck.